are truly angels here on Earth. That kind of service often leaves veterans and first responders with emotional wounds that are difficult to heal. Our next guests know that firsthand, which is why they've created an outlet for those American heroes where they can restore broken things and overcome trauma at the same time. And that is why they are today's Rad Humans. All right, y'all, from Guardian Garages, let's welcome brothers Craig and Rob. Give it up for them, y'all. Well, first of all, welcome to the show, and thank you for your service. Thank you so much. So you both served our country in different ways. So how did it impact you?
Well, I spent 24 years in law enforcement, and I had a variety of assignments. I spent quite a bit of that time working in our special investigations unit. So I worked organized crime, undercover work, things like that. And then I went on to some other assignments after I promoted into a sergeant's position. And you can't unsee the things that you see during your career.
Yeah.
24 years of that, you just pack it away, and you're always looking forward for that next assignment and then next detail that you can get on it, so you don't really have to deal with it. And you find yourself coming home, and you're never really at home, and you can't share the things that happen at work at home with your family.
They're horrendous, a lot of them, yeah.
You know, so you spend more time at work than you do at home, and then when you get home, you're still kind of at work, and you just start building barriers.
Yeah.
So your relationship suffers, and I changed during the course of my career. I wasn't the husband that I started out as, and I wasn't the father that I thought I should be. And a lot of that had to do with just trying to maybe protect them a little bit, but I didn't really realize that I was changing and the impact it was having on me.
Yeah. What kind of impact did it have on you?
Well, Kelly, I went in the Army right out of high school for 12 years.
Yeah.
Had a couple of combat deployments. I learned after I got out of the Army that I was suffering some symptoms of PTSD. I was always irritable, hypervigilant. It wasn't, a good time for me.
Yeah, hard. So how did you, for everyone listening that's having a hard time as well, like how did you cope? How did y'all cope with it?
Well, for me, we both grew up in a family that was very oriented towards the car culture. Our father was involved with racing and things like that. So I grew up around cars. And I developed an affinity for antiques and collectibles and junk, basically, what other people thought were junk, at a very early age. And I started working on that stuff. And that's what I did. And when I got into law enforcement, I lost that. I got so deeply involved with my career there.
Yeah.
So I lost that outlet. And, once it was kind of pointed out to me that I had some issues, I rediscovered that. But so I got into buying old things again and old cars again and restoring those.
Yeah.
Got my family involved and working with me on it. So I was able to bridge that gap back, get back with my family. They would help me on projects. So we had something to talk about, we had something to do, and I had a creative way to take that energy that I normally would have applied towards the next detail at work to something at home, and it just kind of healed a lot of the issues that I was having at home.
Absolutely. Is that kind of how it happened for you as well?
Yeah, like Craig, we grew up, using our hands. I found when I would work on my cars or ride my motorcycle or work on my motorcycle, it would kind of take me away from those intrusive thoughts. Being able to do that and put yourself in a space like that is a great relief.
Finding those ways. So tell us how Guardian Garage works. How does it? How do people get into it? How do you start?
Well, if you're a veteran or a first responder, whether you're retired or active duty, you can enroll in our program. We're located out in Peoria, Arizona. What we do is we send out a text every Sunday to let people know what our availability is, what our hours are for the week, and we don't have like a course set. So people come and go as they please. We're there. If you come in, you stay for as long as you want to stay, you leave when you want to leave.
And they can come in and there's just a project going on and they can jump on kind of thing?
We furnish projects for them,
Yeah.
or you can bring your own projects. So a lot of our participants have their own cars.
Oh, those are some sexy pictures, wow.
It's a great sandbox to play in. I gotta
Yeah.
tell you. So they bring their own projects in and we help them, we guide them and provide all of the shop equipment, mentorship. A lot of them don't know how to get started on the project.
Yeah.
So we'll walk them through all those steps. So And if they don't have one, we have a pile of stuff that we do. We do a lot of different things. We do cars as a big mainstay. That's kind of what we started with, but we do a lot of art projects and different upholstery work,
Yeah.
metal shaping. We're building a wood shop. So we get into a lot of areas.
Joining us now is a Navy veteran and retired law enforcement officer who says she finally is rediscovering her old self, again, thanks to Guardian Garage. Give it up for Bridget, y'all. Thank you for your service, first and foremost. And tell us a little about your service, your time.
Well, thank you so much for highlighting and supporting first responders. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So right after high school, I joined the military. I was in the Navy. I was an aircraft mechanic. I know I look like a mechanic, right?
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was a fun job.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did 4 years, and I went into law enforcement, and I was a deputy sheriff for 20 years. I had the best career. I had so many jobs. I started off in patrol. I went to vehicular crime, so I was investigating fatal traffic accidents. I went to mountain patrol. I got to ride a bike on patrol, and I worked at our academy. And then my last 7 years, I was a canine handler, which was the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that. But in doing all those different jobs, you end up seeing people on the worst days of their lives. And when you're a compassionate person, and when you get into this line of work, you really want to do it because you care about people. But when you're sharing those experiences with them, you're taking in
A piece of
a
everyone.
a piece of that trauma, and you're taking in those emotions. And when I started, I was very caring and compassionate. But 20 years later, you get filled a little bit. You can only take in so much. And at the end of 20 years, I couldn't feel the same way. I wasn't as compassionate as I was when I started. And I realized that it was probably time for me to leave because I couldn't do the job the way I was doing it at the beginning.
Yeah. How did you get involved with Guardian Garage?
Craig was actually my supervisor when I started my career, back when I was young and full of excitement and hope. And then I saw him probably towards the end of my career. My husband is also a deputy sheriff, and he retired about a year before me. And I thought, wow, this Guardian Garage is going to be something really great for him, because after he retired, he was kind of adrift. He didn't have a mission anymore.
I feel like your foundation's kind of probably not the same,
He needed something, and he went to the garage. He started restoring an old truck. That's the one we were in, a 36 Chevy.
Yeah.
And it just did so much for him. I mean, it brought him back to the person that he was. So a year later, my dog, it was time for him to retire, my canine partner, Anubis. And I decided we're going to ride off into the sunset together. I'm going to retire with him. And we're going to go live our lives. And And so he is a trained bite dog. So he's had a lot of training to be aggressive. So there's precautions I have to take with him. And I can't take him out in the public without some safety. And I didn't have a safe way to transport him. So the Guardian Garage taught me some skills. I learned how to weld. And what you saw was a kennel that I built.
You can weld? You're so hot. That's so cool.
Craig taught me.
I want to know how to weld. I've only faked it in a video for The Voice. I was like, this would be so powerful. I was like, it's got to be. It fills you with a different level of empowerment, just learning those skills as well.
Yes, and I did it for myself, but I also did it for my dog. And now I can take him around. We go on trips. I've taken him to the beach now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's us at the beach. Yeah.
What do you want to say to Craig and Rob?
My dog, myself, my husband, you've helped us all. This is a program that people in my line of work need. And it's a program that we actually will go to, unlike a lot of other programs. So I really appreciate everything you've done. Such a great concept, and it's been the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
It's so cool.
We got together at the shop, and just to give you an idea of what we do there, the whole team put together a little project that we want to present to you.
What? What?
So,
That is badass!
go strum it.
Don't strum it.
Go strum it.
I'm gonna put it at my ranch.
Yeah.
This is perfect. It's like art for
Go
my.
strum it, but we made that out of a bunch of the old parts we had in the scrap pile.
the
This
chain.
is
Oh
the
my
type of art projects that we do at the shop.
This
that's
is
actually made,
so cool.
That's actually made out of a clutch plate from a car and a timing chain and a timing cover. Up at the top is an old voltage regulator box.
It says my son's name on it, Remy.
Is
I don't
it?
even know
Really?
if you knew that,
I
but
didn't know
that's
that.
amazing. Yeah, I was like, it has Remy's name on it. Thank you so, this is gorgeous and so cool. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. We love how Guardian Garage is helping veterans and first responders work through trauma. So do our friends at Axon, who make technology products to improve public safety and protect life. And that's why they're donating $10,000 to Guardian Garage. Thank you all for your service once again and your families.